sell trade, didn't we? Anybody remember we mentioned the big sell trade on Twitter?
Absolutely.
December 2024. December 2024, sell side offer watch at that stage. And Bitcoin's been sell side offer watch at that stage was a price of 101,000. 101,000 sell side only from December the 6th onwards. So kind of marked off where the top edge was. You can see that Max came to our assistance during this period here. Strong support for that sell. Can you have strong support for a sell? Sure. So we had strong support for a sell trade there. And hold on a second. I've just got a little bit of business there. I'm just taking some of my monies. We'll have some monies. Okay, we're good. So you can see what happened since that big sell at 102,000. It's dropped down to a low price of 75,000. So we've picked up $27,000 per product here, per coin, if you like, on the way down here. So that was pretty good. Interestingly enough, this is a daily chart, as we generally prefer Bitcoin and these types of narratives. But you can see that Max has a great job of this, because this is this is one of those types of products that's a bit of a pain in the arse, because it's about the sentiment that's going on in the background. And on the basis that it is a sentiment play, you want to make sure that sentiment is going to be one of those types of reads, right? So when we look at sentiment, for example, this is a great way to look at these as stories. So this is the Nasdaq S&P, for example, which is our equity sentiment play, isn't it? We look at sentiment in terms of the Nasdaq S&P. Well, look at the correlation between the Nasdaq S&P against Bitcoin. How strong is that correlation, guys? How strong is the Nasdaq S&P correlation? Pretty strong, right? So you can see that the idea of weaker sentiment, you might say, but what about this phase? Okay, yeah, there's obviously going to be situations in this area where we're still looking for other things that take place in these. So we're trying to find these driving divergences in the background, trying to figure this concept out, this process out. But when we look at the sentiment, looking purely at sentiment, this is what we start seeing. So we're running into that sell side offer watch at the top edge up here. Sell side offer watch. And it's difficult to be buy side offer watch, I suppose, but sell side offer watch running into the top edge. And you can see the market structure from these traps. You can see that we go 106, 89,000, 106 to 89,000. And when you look at the trap levels and you do that type of a little drawing there, do you see what happens to where the other trap level is? Do you see how beautiful that market structure is? See that? Look at that, guys. That's crazy, isn't it? Crazy market structure just by using the traps. And you can recognize that there's this lovely little area here that we would look at as a possible bounce reversal. And on the way up, of course, we also had traps. So you can see that we went from this trap area here. We went into this trap area here. We went way past the target price on that trap, by the way, way past it. But there is a low price that we could have measured it against here, which obviously we have to factor in. If this trap is not the low price and that trap is, then we have to factor that in. But here's the trap here, and the low price was there. So you can already recognize where we were aiming for in terms of the long side of the trade into this area here, which actually was just a little bit shy of the $100,000 per coin there. So nice easy money trades, nice outcomes. And yeah, sentiment-driven stories, wasn't it? So a lot of people getting badly trapped here, badly burnt on this last leg higher at 105s. Everybody reading and believing the press that this, yet again, it's going to go to $1 billion. It's going to go to $100 trillion. And everybody starts, I've missed the last run higher. I've missed that run higher there. I better get some longs on this one. And sure enough, they just pass over all their money to everybody else that knows what's going on here. It's a sell above 100, and it's worked out, guys. A sell above 100, it's worked out beautifully. So I trade Bitcoin as a pure sentiment play. Pure sentiment play. If the sentiment's not in it, I ain't interested. Our long bonds have done well, so well done anybody that's on the long bond. We did talk about that being a hedge against the Japanese yen earlier, but the curve is very supportive of the long treasury today, so I'm very, very keen to stay on the long side of these bonds. I did shout this trade out this morning to the guys in the room. We've actually gone bid against the FOMO trade level. We've gone bid against FOMO. Yeah, Jack, that's what my psychological profile in the army said, that I was lacking empathy for humans. So I suppose that shows my sentimental side, eh? I seem to lack empathy. Wonderful, eh? What a way! What a great psychological evaluation that is. Anyway, so moving on to this trade idea here, 117 evens. You can see, obviously, trying to take the FOMO trade level bid. The idea is that we take a nice little sweep to the top side, and we get a nice little opportunity to buy into the 17 halves. And trading 18 halves is $1,000. Now, we had to take FOMO bid because we've been sell side FOMO since the overnight Friday. And, sell side off this has been a relatively easy journey, but this is the easiest buy trade of all time here, isn't it? Look at the curve. Look at the curve and look at the candle shape here. Look at how easy this trade was here. I mean, we've got macro divergence on this one, but we've got brilliant divergence on trading 17.5 here. And that just popped $1,000 straight into your bank account, right? That popped $1,000 straight into your bank account there. So that was pretty good, a nice outcome. And a nice bit of business there, guys. So well done anybody that took a shot and made the monies. We loves. We do love that one a lot, don't we? A good bit of business, guys. Good bit of business. Well done. In terms of the gilts, I was actually selling gilts against that buy on USTs. The gilts trade relatively easy to see. We did try it once off of this lower level. Didn't particularly work out particularly well, but still managed to get a scratch out of it. But took another shot at it. And remember, we're long the US Treasuries at this stage, which means we're basically short dollars, right? If we're long US Treasuries, we're short dollars. If we're short gilts, then we're long pounds. So you get this idea that we could hedge that against a pound position. Selling US Treasury, selling gilts up here. And then you're looking at this line dropping. Now, look, everything else has stopped dropping. You see that? So what does that tell us? That tells us that we should be hunting, searching, directing our attentions to looking for a long sterling position into this drop phase. And that means, of course, long equities, if we're looking at that as a risk-on type trade. So we're trying to find a long equity trade. Well, that was the problem, wasn't it? Equities hadn't been long, and we were looking at equities starting to peel off a little bit into the cash open. So the sell into the cash open is something that we'd started to notice, and there was no way I'm going to buy. There's no way at 2 o'clock I'm going to be buying into this as an early part storyline here at this point. So for me, a little bit dangerous to be long when equities are under a bit of sell side pressure, and just adjust your trading according to what you're seeing in terms of these key levels. This top edge has been trappy. They've trapped at higher prices, not lower or equal to prices, at higher prices. So you've got to let it work its trap into that. What we told you already was that measured move on equities. And, well, it's played out, hasn't it? It's played out. So nice bit of business, guys. Nice bit of business up here. Trappy, trap up at the top edges here. Good bit of business. And an easy money top line takeaway. You see the delta, very, very heavy buy side delta here. Look at the shape of the delta. Massive absorption here. Look at that absorption on that candle. That delta should have ripped the price to shreds here, and it didn't. And the Voltics came in and jammed it up in this area, didn't they? So you saw it rejecting. It's an easy money sell off the 250 wholesale, and you obviously get a short attempt at that one, don't you? And that's played out rather nicely. Thank you very, very, very much indeed. It's a little bit higher than we were hoping because the dealer's key was at 220-200. So we're obviously looking for a rejection of sorts up here, but we just didn't get it at the price we were hoping for. But 250 is a very obvious key dealers level, isn't it?